Here's how to configure a website for multilingual SEO real quickly. First, I'm going to explain a little issue, and then I'm going to explain how to fix it. So there was an English language website for a company, and then a Chinese language website was created. The Chinese language website was a clone of the English website. It's hosted near China, and it is going to grow to be a bit different than the English website over time. So these are not two just connected websites on the same WordPress. Okay, they are separated on different sites, and the Chinese website still has some English pages on it. So those English pages were indexed, and then some people on the team, there's 15 people in this Slack group talking about SEO, right? But none of them exactly know what to do except for me. They were worried that this would hurt the English website. That's not the problem, but there is a problem. It's not going to hurt the English website because the English website is 1,000 times more powerful than the Chinese one. And anybody searching for this English content, like you search for anything related to the website, Google is going to show that website first. Okay? There is actually a problem though. The problem is that English content on the Chinese website is not good for Chinese users. There's not really any traffic here yet, but as Chinese users come, they're going to be annoyed if they're clicking around. They're on a Chinese page, they use a Chinese menu, they click it, and they get on an English page. That's annoying, right? It'd be annoying for you if you landed on a German page all of a sudden, unless you speak German. So what needs to be done, most importantly, is to fix things for the users. The English pages need to be converted into Chinese. The English pages on WordPress can be unpublished until then, okay? Unpublished and without menu links so that people aren't accidentally bumping into them. And then they can be republished when they have Chinese content on them. That is the most important thing to do. Now, there are a couple other factors that can be used, okay? The HTML lang, that's a tag really at like the top of the HTML for a page. That should be changed so that the Chinese website shows zh.cn on it. All right. I noticed that because the website was cloned, it still said English. This is not an important issue though. Search can still tell if it's Chinese content. It's not really that important. And same with the other two that I'm going to mention. Okay. The canonical tags can be added, and for this website, the canonical tag is simply going to show the URL of the page again, because there's no complicated things going on here. Canonical tag is used to tell search engines which page to show users in case there are several pages that are very similar. Like for example, you can access the same page through different ways in the menu and it gives a different URL. Or there are filters on the page that put parameters into the URL and it generates many different URLs. You just use a canonical to tell Google which one to use, okay? And then there's hreflang. This is another one. This is another tag that's used to show the different translations of a page in the code of a page. If this was one website, that would be done through a plugin that is used for translation. For example, on other websites where we have multiple languages, we use WPML. It does that properly. That's a WordPress translation plugin. All right. For this case, this might be a little bit harder to do because we'll have to get anyways, we'll figure it out, but we will show the English translations we will show the corresponding English URLs on the Chinese pages in the code. And this doesn't affect users. None of these three things I mentioned, the HTML lang, hreflang, or the canonical really affect users. Okay, they're more for telling search engines where to go. And there is one more little issue here. Somebody wanted to create a robots.txt file to get the pages unindexed, to get the English pages unindexed. That's not a good approach because that is telling the search engine not to crawl the pages. And we're going to make improvements and by either unpublishing them and then making some language tagging improvements. So we shouldn't use that. We want Google to crawl the pages again. Robots.txt doesn't prevent Google from indexing something. It can still index if it wants. Well, I could even still crawl if it wants. So that is not something that should be done here. And yeah, those are all the things to fix to make a Chinese website or other website that is unique and standalone work well with another source language website that is separate. Is that good? I tried to make this video shorter, end up about 6 minutes, but there you go. I hope this is useful to somebody. That's all. Bye.